So good morning. My name is Nate Judd. This is my wife, Tara. And this is just a little part of our story and just how it fits in with God's greater story. If you want anything more in depth than what we're going to give you, I like wings, etc. Probably about 3-4 times a week. All right. We both grew up going to church. God was always a part of our lives, but after graduating from different schools, we were both wandering in the wilderness and just felt lost. Tara and I met in early 2000. A little over a year prior, I had lost my girlfriend to a car accident, and Tara was a single mom of a 2-year-old little boy. We both brought a lot of brokenness into our relationship and eventually into our marriage, even though we didn't fully know it at the time. That brokenness caused, encouraged, and led us to walk in sin, make sinful choices, and live for ourselves. We walked through some dark valleys for about 13 years, seasons of addictions, an affair, and filling voids with material things that ultimately would never satisfy. We were dependent only on ourselves. We needed for nothing. We knew who Jesus was, but we did not have a relationship with him. We did not know our need for Jesus. So I was raised in a great home to be self-sufficient, to identify the problem, learn what is needed to solve it, and get after it. This led to me becoming controlling. I thought if I could figure out the answer, I could minimize the issue. If I could control the situation, I could control the outcome. I became dependent on myself, and this fed my sin of pride and selfishness. I did whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, regardless of the outcome, because in my mind, I was controlling it all. I was just becoming more and more destructive, and I needed to be rescued and redeemed.
From the outside, everything about our life looked perfect. We were successful and faithfully attended and served at our church. But at home, behind closed doors, everything was far from perfect. Without really knowing it, I was trying to step into the role of being Nate's savior. I thought I could love him enough, give him enough ultimatums, tell him how God wanted him to lead our family, and hold tight to controlling the outcome of our marriage. There was a moment one day that I had exhausted all I knew to do. It was there that I felt the Spirit was leading me to just let go. I cried out and told Jesus that he would need to love Nate through me if this marriage was going to last, because I just couldn't anymore. I had told Nate I was done fighting with him and that Jesus was calling me to lay him at the foot of the cross and fight for him. I had been so focused on fixing Nate that I had not even realized Jesus was calling me. He was pursuing my heart. He was calling me to completely surrender my life and my will to him, to let go and have faith, embrace his plan, and trust his guidance for my life, rather than me clinging to my own desires and control. I was not able to save my husband. I wasn't even able to save myself. Fixing my eyes on Jesus gave me peace and a totally new perspective. My husband was in a spiritual battle. I was in a spiritual battle. Ephesians 6:12 tells us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." There was only one way we could walk through this battle: in prayer and being completely dependent and desperate for him. Because Jesus loved me so much, because he came and died for me and the sinful choices I had made in my brokenness, because of the free gift of grace he so freely poured out on me, he was now calling me to offer that same unconditional love and grace to my husband. In that moment, Christ completely transformed my heart, and my life would never be the same. It would call me to a deeper intimacy with Christ, to live differently, love differently, and serve differently for Him. And this was nothing I could have ever done on my own, but only by allowing Christ to work in me.
So have you ever been sick and tired of it? I became so exhausted chasing a career, money, drugs, alcohol. Nothing filled the void I felt inside. I just kept chasing numbingness. I didn't want to feel anything. One night, Tara and I went to a Christian concert, and I heard a testimony. They really hit me square in the face. I was broken. The next day, I cried out to God and surrendered control of my life. I literally cried for 24 hours. It was a whole lot to deal with. Matthew 11:28 through 30, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your soul, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. When I went from believing in God to trusting Him, He started transforming my life and the life of my family. He not only redeemed a sinner, He rescued me from death. He showed me He has a better plan for my life than I could ever imagine. James 4, verse 8 says, draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinner, and purify your heart, you double-minded. He showed me that when I chased after Him, He will figure out the rest. It has become so freeing to see God reveal Himself in so many situations since. We had no idea that the ways Jesus was working in our lives separately would also restore our marriage and give us a new outlook on living on mission for Him and His kingdom. We still have trials, but the way we approach them is in prayer, not controlling and planning. We are fighting our battles together with Jesus and not with each other. Jesus has a way of making all the broken pieces fit together for His kingdom purpose. Thank you.